Hello and welcome back to another video. So today we are going spraying the farmyard. We're going using the quad and sprayer there. So what we're going spraying is this stuff here, that just grass that's growing up on the ground and stuff. You can see there's grass virtually everywhere on this farm. So we're going to go around with the quad here, and we have a lance which is full of stuff. This is a 95-litre tank. It's written on it somewhere, if the camera can see it. There we go. 95 litres. You can spray with a lance or a boom. All you have to do is turn this over. That's currently set on spraying through the lance. If you turn it that way, that's spraying through the boom. You can control your pressure in here using this blue knob, and it comes up on the dial here. That's your motor, which we have wired to a switch where the driver can get it. Now I'm going to be spraying on my own here. Usually it'll be me and the old man, or the brother and the old man, where one of us is driving and then the other one is spraying. But for today it's only me, so I'm going to have to be going up and down off the quad and spraying as well. So I'm basically doing the driving and the spraying. This sprayer we got in the ploughing championship. I think it was the first ploughing championship after COVID started. So it was the first ploughing championship back since COVID. So me and the old man went up. We watched a bit of the ploughing. We walked around the stalls, and then we spotted this. Sort of a tent or a marquee with sprayers for quads and sprayers for the back ends of ride-on lawnmowers and all that. Because the old system we had was basically more or less the same. We had basically just a smaller tank, a smaller motor, smaller pump, and about a similar lance to that, but we didn't have the boom. This tank here was basically our old setup. So if we wanted to go spraying, we would take it off the weed licker, put it on the quad, and if we wanted to go weed licking, we'd take it off the quad and put it on the weed licker. But obviously this weed licker now, there's new regulations out that weed lickers now are going to be tested. The same as sprayers, they're being tested as well for like non-drip nozzles and all that. Homemade weed lickers are at the same. So we made this years ago. There's no non-drip nozzles on it, so since the new regulations came in, this has not been used. Which I don't know now, are we going to just buy a whole new weed licker, or are we going to spend the time and the money fixing this and making it more legal for the spraying regulations? But yeah, that's the old system we had, the old tank that we would have put on the back of the quad, connected a lance to it through that pipe there, and we would have been away spraying. I've looked around this tin here and I can't find any measurements on, so I don't know how much litres that can hold, but it's definitely smaller than the one that's on the quad, which is 95 litres. I think you can clearly see that it's physically a bigger sized container as well. So yesterday evening, me and the old man filled this and we put the mixture in it, and we done some spraying up at our own house, and then we were going to spray the yard, but then the sky was covered in black clouds and we were afraid it would rain after we sprayed it. So we decided not to chance it, and then it turned out that it didn't rain all evening after we decided not to spray. But if we did decide to spray, it probably would have poured out of the heavens and washed all the spray away. We have a fair bit to do. We have down there to do, we have the stones here to do, we have all this area to do, we have down there to do, and we have the opposite side of the tractor shed there to do. So, you know, we have a fairly busy day of spraying the yard. You can kind of see all the grass and stuff that's grown and the unwanted weeds. There you go, there's some of the weeds that we don't want, and some of the, we just, you know, you might look at it, you might say, look, it looks nice, a bit of grass grown, but once it gets too long, it's a bit hideous looking. So we like to maintain our farmyard as much as we can. You can see that's kind of hideous and rough there and in there. So I think we just spray the farmyard itself and our own house once or twice a year, and we get it all sort of, all that grass killed and all the weeds killed, and the farmyard then looks way more tidier than what it looks now. So yeah, I'm going to tune up the quad, tune up the sprayer, make sure everything is working, and we can get at some spraying. Okay, so a quick update for you. What have I done so far? I've done the sand area, I've done in there, I've done a bit of that. I might go back here and spread out the booms if it'll fit in between the fence and the hedge there, and I'll go down and I'll drive up with the booms on and spray all of that, only if it fits. I've done that. I've done this stony driveway as well. I've done all that. I done in between the bales, I done around the car, I done around the trailer. This whole section here, I done all that as well. And I've also done down there, just finished that now. I just finished here, and then when I was halfway through it, I realised, why didn't I use the booms and just spread them out and drive forward with them on? It's way easier than whoosh, 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 with the lance. I think it was way easier to put out the boom, but I still have over there to do, and I still have there to do. I have the whole section there as well to do, but I mightn't do that on camera because it's only spraying the yard. It's nothing really that exciting, is it? I also done in front of the box, and I done whatever is on the hill, and I done that stuff there. So I done some of it on camera and some of it off camera, so if you know, you might be wondering, well, you haven't, I didn't see you doing that. I have to do in here yet. I have to do all that, and in there, and in there, which is a lot. I still have to do all that. The driveway as well. I have to do up there as well. Yeah, I've a bit yet to do, but it shouldn't take too long. For this driveway here, I might use the boom just to sort of demonstrate to ye and actually show it on camera. I'll just get as close as I can to the trailer with the boom, spray that bit along the trailer as well. Any bits that I can't get to with the boom, I'll have to use the lance. And if I'm able, I might use the boom here. I might either come out this way with the boom or go that way. In there, I'll have to use the lance. But you know, I'll use the back boom wherever I can to demonstrate on video as well, just so it's not a full video of me using the lance spraying. I'll use a bit of the boom as well. So yeah, we could go that way with the boom or come this way with the boom, doing that, and either that way or that way, doesn't really matter. But yeah, let's see how much is left in the tank. Don't know if the camera's picking it up, but it's literally just dipped below 80 litres. You could technically say it's 80 because it's only a very small bit below the mark. If I shake it, will the camera pick it up? I don't know, it's at around 80 litres. And I think I forgot to mention what spray, or what sort of like spray are we using. It's not Roundup, it's like an equivalent to Roundup. It's like it's not a well-known brand. It's like you have your big brands and then you have your sort of side brands, the smaller brands. Basically you have your big brand like Heinz ketchup, or you have your, what is it, Heinz beans or something, and then you have your not well-known brands, the smaller brands, and we're using the not well-known brand, the smaller brand, the equivalent to Roundup. And this is it. It's called Gallop. It might be a well-known brand, it might not, I'm not 100% sure. Gallop, it's like an orangey cider colour, if you wish. And it says here, Gallop is a systemic herbicide as a soluble concentrate for control of annual and perennial grass and broad-leaved weeds in barley, wheat, field beans, forestry, nursery, grassland, green cover on land not being used for crop production, linseed, non-cropped areas, oats, oilseed rape, orchards, peas, stubbles of all edible and non-edible crops, and wheat is what you can use it on. Now there's still restrictions with this as well as Roundup. Wherever you get your sprays and stuff, they might ask you for your, depending on what type of spray it is, they'll either ask for your herd number or flock number, or a spray insert. Depending on what spray you're getting, and watch us spraying. For this gallop stuff and the place that we get it in, we have to give our herd number, and then we have the right to buy it then. Just like any other sprays, you have restrictions on it. So, you know, wherever you get your spray, there might be different rules and regulations on what you need to provide before you're allowed to purchase a spray or whatever. And also, I know I should be wearing gloves and stuff, PPE gear. I should be wearing goggles so the spray doesn't go into my eyes, a mask covering my mouth and nose, and I should be wearing gloves, but I am not. I'll just better wash my hands very well when I'm finished. Just because this is going up on the internet, I should be wearing it when it's going up on the internet, but I'm not, so I better just get that out there, that if you are spraying, please wear the proper gear and protection when you are spraying. And for those who might want to know, our quad is a Yamaha Kodiak. It's a very old model quad. There used to be an old sort of grill yoke, sort of a mesh thing on top of that. We still have it somewhere, but we were having problems with the quad a couple of years back. We kind of got them kind of fixed, so, you know. And we have this quad a good few years now, actually. I can't remember what year we bought it in and how long we have it, but we have it a good few years. Also, one last thing, you have these nozzles here, which are also non-drip. The different colors means different settings. I think you just rotate it. It's a bit delicate at the moment. I'd want to put the camera down, but I think you just rotate it downwards or upwards to use your different colored nozzles for your different set. It's a different type of spray that comes out of it. You'll have a thicker spray, a lighter spray, and whatnot, a more, you know. But that's for basically if you're up against a ditch. Just say that stuff was in there. You're up against a ditch in a field, along a fence, and you want to spray under a fence or whatever, something like that. These that's what they're for, basically, spraying up along a ditch or a hedge or whatever. As long as you don't spray into a drain or any water areas, you should be grand. And you shouldn't be doing that anyways, but you should be grand. And that's what that's for. Anyways, there's still a bit of spraying to do, so I'll put the camera down and I'll get back at it. Hopefully we get to use the boom as well. And that's the boom. I also went up and down there with the boom as well, just to make life easier. I backed up the hill as far as the quad would go, and then I let it roll down with the boom on, and it sprayed a lot of that. I might have to go up further with the lance, but that's all right. Along the trail, I'll have to go around with the lance, and just behind that trailer, just there, I'll have to go around with the lance, and maybe somewhere there. But there's not many places around this section to go around with the lance, because I done most of it with the boom. Now the boom is it's a 10-foot boom. I'm after counting it there. It's 10 foot, fully spread out. It folds up as you seen earlier on in the video, and that red switch is for the boom. When you turn it that way, it's the lance. So there you go, and that's the lance as well, folded up. You have you wrap the lance around those two plastic bits there, and then you secure it in place with these elastic band yokes, and it's fairly neat looking. And they are the nozzles. They are non-drip. I think you're supposed to change them or something within them, a filter or something, every now and then, but obviously they have their own website. It is a SUIP Sprayer, so if you go on to www.suipco.ie, you'll get more information about the sprayers, all the different other stuff that they have on their website, and all about the nozzles and stuff. Basically, if you want to know more about the sprayer and more about that company itself, go and visit the website. If I remember to link that website in the description of this video, I'll put it down in the description if I remember. But what I could do very quickly now while I'm at it is put the camera down and show you the non-drip nozzles as best as I can. I'm not going to leave it running for a very long time, because that's only wasteful, but I'll just try and show you the non-drip nozzles. It's a very good little sprayer, 95 litres, and after doing the sand, all that section there, within there, and all of that, it is down to 60 litres. And I still have a bit more to do. I have to just go around roughly with the lance, any bits I missed there, and then I have a bit more to do there, but I won't do that in the video, as I mentioned. I think I mentioned before a while back, but that is enough spraying in this video. And I also got the lance working, or not the lance, the boom working for you as well, and showed you the non-drip nozzles. So yeah, I don't know if I can show you them, but you know, as I mentioned before, that rotates down, so I think it's currently set on the red. If you rotate it a notch, you'll set it to the blue, and then if you rotate it another notch, it'll be set to the yellow, and the red will be facing directly down. And they're just different setting nozzles for different types of spray. I think the yellow nozzle on this has the same sort of spray as the yellow nozzles on the boom, so you've seen the kind of spray the yellow nozzle does. I don't know what spray they do. I've nowhere really to test them out, I don't think, but obviously there's plenty of time in another video to be testing that stuff out again for you. But I'm going to get back at the spraying, but that is going to be it for today's video. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Don't forget to check out my merch and the gate mate. Link to them will be in the description. Check out SUIP, and I will see you in my next video very soon. Take care.